Hello and welcome to the Superscript New Comic Book Minute. We are here for the week of Wednesday, September 7th, telling you about the new books that have come out this week that we're excited about, and asking some questions about the books you're excited about. Actually, really just
there will be a
that
question.
Yeah. But I can start it off this week.
Sure.
All right. So, there's a bunch of stuff. Last week was kind of a light week, and this week, less light. A lot of stuff I'm really excited for. So we've got Phil Kennedy Johnson's Alien, same writer, but starting over at issue 1. The two arcs of the previous Philip Kennedy Johnson Alien were, honestly, I did not have high hopes for a Marvel Alien comic, and it turned out that it was excellent. One of the best Alien things since Alien 2, since Aliens. Don't ask me. But yeah, this looks awesome. I'm excited. These have been really good. If you like Alien. If you don't, then it's certainly not for you. We've got AWA, which is one of my favorite new publishers. Well, not so new anymore. They've been around for a couple years now. But Erratic, which is kind of a almost Peter Parker-esque, Spider-Man-esque sort of character. But yeah, a superhero comic in their connected universe. This looks really good. And the art is pretty spectacular by Brian Reber. But yeah, the art by Brian Reber. Carrie Andrews does the writing. Looking forward to that. October is almost upon us, and that means it is the season for Colin Bunn to write a lot of miniseries. The indie master of short horror fiction, kicking off spooky season, preempting spooky season even with Shock Shop. I love Colin Bunn. Nobody does a modern horror comic quite like Colin Bunn. You should check it out. We've got a Dark Knights of Steel one-shot that, from the cover, you would think it was like chibi Dark Knights of Steel, but not so much. Just some origin stories of some characters. Deals a lot with like Harley Quinn and Robin, and the Dark Knights of Steel Bane allegory is in here. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I've been loving Dark Knights of Steel. If you are not familiar with Dark Knights of Steel, it is a what if your current DC universe, but medieval times. Not like they go to medieval times like the restaurant / dinner theater thing.
That'd be cool.
But that would be also cool. Someone's written that, I'm sure. But what if they were medieval incarnations of the character? Think Marvel 1602, but DC. And then, sort of speaking of people who carry swords, Sword of Azrael. I really like Azrael the character because I started reading comics during Nightfall, so but
more of that.
Squaring off against Bane's daughter in the second Bane reference in a week.
Wow.
But yeah, so issue 1 was really good. Still time to pop in and grab issue 1. We've got some left on the shelf. Issue 2, I'm definitely sticking with this for probably all 6 issues. I would imagine. I had to look and see how many issues it was. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And then we've got some trades. We've got probably one of my favorite ongoing small press books at the moment, Monstrous, by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda's amazing art. Absolutely one of my favorite comics from the last decade, and anytime there's a new volume, they fly off the shelf pretty quick. So if you haven't gotten into Monstrous yet, I suggest getting into Monstrous, whether you get in trades or if you want to start picking up in issues. Book's outstanding and just honestly one of the most impressive
excellent world building too.
Yes. Yeah, like very not your typical like Western Tolkien derivative fantasy. Not that there's anything wrong with Tolkien, but it's interesting to see some other spins on it. All right, so this I'm really excited for. This is from friend of the store, Frank Barbary. This was a Comixology exclusive for a while and now is out in trade. Astonishing Times is a topical superhero deconstruction / reconstruction. Frank's stuff is just outstanding. He's one of my favorite writers, and he doesn't do a lot of comics these days because he's busy writing video games. But really excited. Eris Quinones does pencils, and the book looks outstanding. I mean, the whole thing, cover to cover, looks great. I held off on reading this because, well, I own a print media store with this person here and a couple other people, and so I don't really find myself reading a lot of digital
we
comics.
don't use the internet. We don't use the internet. We don't read.
We never read things online.
Got my newspaper and my comics.
But I held off because I knew we'd be getting this in trade, and it's something I wanted to own because I love Frank's stuff. And I'm excited to dig into this. And if you missed it in Comicsology, also, we have it collected for you. And ask us about some of Frank's other titles. The Five Ghosts is particularly good. And then we've got 2 Mike Mignola hardcovers. We've got the Silver Lantern Club, which is the most recent arc of Hellboy. And we have The Bones of Giants, another recent arc of Hellboy.
Nice.
Yeah, the Hellboy turns out still really good. Yeah, if you like that particular brand of horror brought to you by none other than Mike Mignola, it's still great. So
Cool.
Nick, how about you?
Let's see here. We've got The Vineyard #2 put out by Aftershock. This one's written by Brian Hawkins. This is about a little family-owned winery, vineyard, obviously. But there's some evil stuff going on. There's maybe sacrificing of people to please the gods of the wine harvest, I guess. So like they say, you gotta squeeze some grapes to make some wine. So sometimes
that is what they say.
Comes in the form of human sacrifice. So The
They say
Vineyard
that
#2. Looking forward to this. #1 was really good, so check that out. Then we got some Batman. We got Batman 127. This is just a few issues into the Zdarsky run of this series. We've got second printings of 125. I believe that's where he jumped on the series. And we still have 126 in stock, so you can get caught up on the Zdarsky run.
One of the best Batman runs in years.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. I'm a fan of this cover too. Yeah. And it also says this is going to feature Catwoman. So, cool. Check out the Batman. And if you need even more Batman and adventures in Gotham, we've got Detective Comics. This is a second printing of 1062. This is the first issue that Ram V started writing. So both Batman series got new creators recently, and both are excellent. Ram V is awesome. This also has who is doing the art? Oh yeah, it's Raphael Albuquerque. Albuquerque, I guess. Doing the art on this, which looks fantastic. So highly recommend the Detective Comics, and check out some other Ram V stuff.
That book sold out like instantly on the first pressing. So.
So get the second printing while you can. It's got the school cover too. Then let's do one more issue here. We've got All Out Avengers #1, a new Avengers story. Looks like we got all kinds of folks, all kinds of familiar faces there. Hey, in the All Out Avengers. I don't know anything about this book, but I'm looking forward to reading it. It's got Captain Marvel, who I like.
Well, I mean, this is like the best point to hop on, do a new Avengers book is when it starts at #1.
Yeah, so. It says #1 right on there. It's got Derek Landy writing this.
Blade is an Avenger.
Yeah.
I like Blade.
Yeah. So, hey, check that out. All Out Avengers #1. Get into some Avengers. Then we got some trades. Let's do another Marvel thing here. We got The Thing. This was awesome. Walter Mosley writing this. Illustrated by Tom Riley. The art in this is incredible. Love the art. I would have enjoyed this book if it had no words, I think, because the art is that good. But the story is also good. So it turns out it's good that it has words.
Acclaimed novelist.
Yeah. Walter Mosley. So yeah, highly recommend this. The Thing, the Next Big Thing. That's the name of the trade. So check that out. That was just a mini series, so this is the full 6 issues. Then we've got Apache Delivery Service in trade. This was a really good one from Matt Kint and art by Tyler and Hillary Jenkins. This is a story of a Vietnam soldier who gets winds up in a scheme going on a weird, potentially ill-fated adventure with an eccentric rich guy who is on a quest for some long-forgotten Nazi treasure. And by Nazi treasure, I mean they, dug up some weird treasure and then they lost it, and, this guy is potentially gonna go try to find it. So, really cool story. There's a lot of excellent, visual storytelling in this. The dialogue's kind of sparse, but it's a really great story, and the art by the Jenkins is fantastic. It got a little bit of Mignola, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's really great. I like it a lot. So highly recommend that if you're looking for either a historical fiction type thing, or if you like weird treasure hunt type of storylines. And then lastly here, we got Cali, presented by Dark Horse Comics. This is in this nice oversized hardcover edition. This is a kind of high-octane adventure about revenge. So if you want a good revenge story with some beautiful art in this as well, by Robert Samelin, who I don't know if I'm familiar with, but check out Cali in this nice hardcover edition, and then let us know what books you're looking forward to reading this week. And don't mind the construction as usual. They're wrapping things up, so we are open as normal.
Yeah, I think we've got 1 or 2 more weeks before we get a break from the construction. But these coming weekend, by the way, the construction is not going on the weekends.
Yeah,
the crew
so parking is normal on the weekends.
You can always park at Madison Park down the street for those of you who are local.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So let us know what you're looking forward to, and we'll see you this week.
Have a good one, everybody.